What's up, everyone? Welcome to the ShockCast, episode 23. Sorry, it has been a long time. I got cobwebs in my mouth. So, as you know, or hopefully know, this is maybe our return back after, 3 or 4 weeks?
It's been a little while,
because Lou was lazy.
I was not lazy. There were scheduling errors after scheduling errors, press events. We are in the middle of review season. Everything's going haywire, especially my computer. And thank you, Ryan, for hosting tonight, at least hosting via your computer. What's up, everyone? How's everything going? We had PlayStation Experience. It was a great show, and we got a huge podcast tonight to talk about everything. Literally
huge. Let's hope it's not 3 hours.
We will try to keep it short, but you do know it does get longer with the amount of people on here. And tonight we got 3 people. I think this is the most people we've had in a while. We've got Giuseppe, as always. How you doing, Giuseppe?
I'm fine.
Okay. How about you, Ryan? How you doing?
The Last Guardian, it's real. I have it. That was not anticipated, but yeah. And also, Final Fantasy 15 is real, which is what
everything's real.
Well, considering just how much they showed before release of Final Fantasy 15, I'm pretty sure that was real. that wasn't doubt. And all after the game and before release. So
yeah, no, I'm as surprised as anyone. Now we'll have Half-Life 3 coming out, confirmed.
Oh, don't even say it.
Now we also have Azario Lopez with us as a special guest who went to PlayStation Experience. How you doing, Azario?
Pretty good. Glad to be back on the show.
Tired?
No, I just took a nap, so I feel pretty good right now.
Oh,
yeah, it was
lucky you.
Like 5 minutes ago. The pig.
In the middle of final season and taking a nap. Bold choice.
It's because I stay up till 3 a.m. See, it's still 5 o'clock in California.
Wow. Wait. You still stay up until 3 a.m. and that's late?
You don't sleep, Giuseppe, so
it's
there's
3 a.m. right now here.
All right,
okay, let's go on. Otherwise,
let's keep going. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Before we go into that, we're doing one giveaway today, but we're doing it 4 times. Small Radio's Big Television, brought to you by Adult Swim Games, and I forget exactly the developer, but they.
Can someone explain me why they're called Adult Swim? What the hell is an Adult Swim?
It's the name. Oh my god.
So Adult Swim is a network on Cartoon Network. That's
still a network.
It's still a network, yeah, but it's for adult programming because that was like the late night programming for.
Yeah, but why swim?
Because that's like the adults only swim.
Yeah, that's a thing. If you ever went to a public school, public pool, like a peasant,
pool, yeah,
then you'll understand.
There's like the adults only time, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So anyway. I'm still trying to figure out who the developer of it is. But they sent us Fireface is the developer. We reviewed it earlier on. They liked our review so much they sent us a few to give away to our fans, to the people who are watching on the ShockCast.
Readers. We don't have fans.
Readers. Listeners. Viewers.
Madonnas.
No. Okay, so we got a few to give away. Let's give one away right now. Let's see if I could do that.
Can you?
Oh, wrong thing.
That's not I'm giving that away.
Seraphim, you do not win a copy of Dark Souls 3, but you do win a copy of Small Radio's Big Television. So we'll send that out after. If you want to be part of the giveaways, we're still trying to do giveaways every week that we have that we're on the ShockCast. Make sure to tune in 8:30 Eastern every Wednesday, or at least every Wednesday that we tweet and say we have it. We are going to try and make it more regular, but we'll do this throughout. We got a few more of these going on. So let's get right into PlayStation Experience. Before we go into what was announced, let's just turn to Azario. Azario, what did you like about PlayStation Experience? Was this your first time going?
Yeah, it was. This was first time PSX goer, and it was a lot of fun. You know how you go to events and it's just dubstep everywhere and EDM music, like what booth can be louder type of thing. Well, PSX, it's super quiet on the
one is having fun.
Well, people are having fun, but there's no like blaring music. and you don't have to talk over anybody, and it's pretty chill. And I don't know, I enjoyed that part of it a lot. So for my first time going, without talking about any of the announcements, that's what I really liked, is that you could talk and kind of talk to the developers, because they do stand next to their games for most of the time. Like David Jaffe was there for Drawn to Death, and
cool.
it's just really nice.
It's actually something I've noticed a lot of events lately. Like even like fan events, not press events, and stuff like that. You see a lot more developers actually standing there at their booths. Even not just Sony, even Microsoft. Like I remember at Gamescom, there was the people from Sea of Thieves and a lot of other developers, also Forza. They're always there, and there are more like a few years ago. If you think back like a couple of years ago, even 3 years ago, developers weren't very much on the show floor at events. They had their presentations, they had their little things, but not on the show floors. Now they like to have more contact with their gamers, from what I've seen.
They had their booth girls.
Yeah, they took away my booth girls for this. But yeah, that's true. Like, there's someone there that is connected directly to the game that's in front of you. And 3 years ago, correct, there wasn't that sort of connection, and the developers were a name in the credits, but they didn't have a face to them. It's nice that they're putting developers out front more and more.
Well,
yeah.
So let's go into the announcement. We have quite a bit. Like
we have
the conference was big. It started strange though. Like you guys actually weren't covering it because you were doing other things. But they like the first trailer, the one for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, was strange because it started without saying what the hell it was, and no one knew what the hell it was. And I don't know, you guys, when you see it, if you got the same impression. Stop typing. Click it. Who the hell is typing? Oh god.
It definitely came off like it was Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Like in our chat, we were in Skype with the guys that were covering the event. They had like everyone was like throwing hypotheses on what the hell it was. I remember someone even say Call of Duty, like could have been like an expansion of Call of Duty.
or Battlefield. I almost thought too.
But But no, the most widespread opinion was Tomb Raider. And I was like, let's see if the voice comes out. It's Camilo Laddington maybe, so that could have been Lara, but no, it was Claudia Black, and it was actually Chloe. So I was like, what the fuck, Chloe? Really?
I kind of figured it was
that was a really really well devised trailer, because it really kept people wondering. Like I know everyone I talked to was like completely baffled. I had no idea.
Absolutely. I mean, I've shown it to people since. People who don't even play games, and they just thought that was like, they said if that was a movie, they'd want to watch it, just how well constructed it was.
But you didn't know what game it was. That was like weird, but the trailer was great.
Yeah, and it was a good start to the conference, especially just because like they started with Uncharted, this new standalone thing. So I think the fact that they started with that was a pretty good indication of the stuff they were going to show.
Oh yeah, they had a ton of stuff. Like really, it was amazing how much it was. You know what? I actually think I like this conference better than E3. It was good, but this one was better, I think.
This is definitely much better than last year's PlayStation experience. I think overall the announcements were a lot stronger this year.
Definitely, that's for sure. I'm actually going back to see exactly the order in which the announcements were coming, because they came really fast.
Yeah.
And which actually we were a little struggling because we had 4 people covering the conference this time around, and it was the second one was Marvel versus Capcom.
Which kind of leaked a little bit
which
beforehand.
Everyone knew, yeah.
That was still big. It was still pretty big. Well, they didn't know that Ultimate Marvels vs. Capcom 3 would come that day.
Yeah, it did. It did release that day. It's pretty cool.
That was a pretty cool little surprise. Yeah.
Kind of shitty that it won't come to Xbox One until March, though.
It's a little. That's not too bad, but yeah, it's still a little bit of a wait.
Well, that's the nature of the beast. Apparently, lately, it's like companies are all about saying part of their fan base. Oh yeah, your B league second league customers for us. Sorry, that's annoys me, but unfortunately, what can we do?
Yeah, about the Uncharted trailer, I thought it was kind of boring in the beginning, just because they were like getting close, and then there was like that lock pick scene, and I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to learn how to pick locks in Uncharted, and
oh well.
And it is but the cool thing is that it is a standalone game. I believe they
like Infamous First Light or the DLC for The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, and it's gonna be like.
But it's kind of weird.
Longer than Left Behind and shorter than Uncharted campaign. So like 4 hours.
Think about this, about making it like standalone. Who the hell is an Uncharted fan and doesn't have Uncharted 4? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Okay, it's great that those 5 people that may not have bought Uncharted 4 will get it. Great for them. But it's like 5 people, really.
Yeah.
That was like the next one was Crash Bandicoot, which looks good. But we already knew about it, so and honestly, I'm still a little skeptical because it's developed not by Naughty Dog.
I thought it looked fantastic.
It looks good. I was surprised that it's coming so soon. Like, I didn't think it'd be coming next year at all. I figured it'd be like 2018 at the earliest. But I guess this is that they're making it more of a, like they said, it's more of a remaster plus. So it's not really like a complete remake. I think they're just more making it look really good, but not really changing a lot of it.
It's the same thing. Basically, the biggest difference is that it's in widescreen, so they have to add some stuff on the sides.
Yeah.
Throw it in Unreal Engine 4 and see what happens.
That's kind of what it looks.
That's how it works nowadays.
It kind of looks like almost. It's like, those demos of like Nintendo games and Unreal 4 or whatever. It looks kind of like that a little bit. It looks cool. Like, I'm excited to see, especially because like I love those games growing up. So I'm excited to see them come back.
Dollar for R Lance says that he played. I also played it. It does feel good. It just feels weird. It's just weird playing it.
Why does it feel weird? Did you play it, Azario?
Yeah, I did. It's just it's a little. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I need to go back to the PlayStation version. It just feels a little cramped in the areas. Maybe because they fixed the exploits that I used to do while running in the PlayStation version, and now they're kind of like toning it down and making everything well managed. Like there's like I don't know. There's some speed runs that I tried to do, speedrunning techniques that I tried to do in it, and it wasn't working. So I don't know.
Well, of course they changed the exploits. But the funny thing is that I actually never played the original one because I never been into I'd actually never been into platforms. So the only Crash Bandicoot I played is the one in Uncharted 4.
I'm not sure whether or not you're. I mean, I don't. And you can take this as it will. I'm very excited for the game. It's nostalgia for me. I had a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, et cetera, et cetera. As someone coming in there fresh-faced, I'm not sure if the gameplay is going to be something worth.
Yeah, especially I think just because like if they're doing mostly a visual overhaul, like I don't know. There are some things in Crash Bandicoot that may not hold up after so long, but we'll see. I don't know. It could hold up.
Yep. The next one was Ace Combat 7.
That's all
I was literally having an orgasm on Skype. You guys were like, I was like, God exists, yeah. Well, Ace Combat is awesome, and it's one of my favorite series ever, and this one is a return to the glory of the series after that game that should not be named. That was Assault Horizon. I named it. It was really shit. But this one basically is a return to the old fictional world, to the old um, to the old way of storytelling and all that, and it's also a lot more Japanese in the looks. Like if you look even the characters, they look like characters that could fit a JRPG or anything like that. Pretty much like the old Ace Combat games. On the other hand, if you look like Assault Horizon, look like Call of Duty, which means they look like shit. Um, so yeah, I was like really excited. Actually, I was so excited that I was still having an orgasm on chat while I actually had seen the trailer like the day before because by my uncle sent it to us earlier, so I actually already seen it, and I was like, yes,
it's yeah, it's fun to share that hype with everybody. Like sometimes we get things spoiled for us because we work in the industry, but then like when we do share it with everyone else, it does feel good, and you kind of jump back on the hype train along with all the other.
And then Wipeout, guys, Wipeout. Oh my god.
Oh, you mean F-Zero remastered?
That's one game that I think has aged well. Unlike maybe Crash Bandicoot, I think Wipeout is going to be enjoyed even by younger gamers that maybe are not used to like older mechanics.
Yeah, I think that's what the PlayStation 4 is kind of lacking right now is games that kind of early teenagers, around the age of 10 can play. And games like Crash Bandicoot and Wipeout are definitely games that can kind of hook you in and are good games, not like Minecraft or anything else. Sorry, guys, if you like Minecraft, I just can't stand it.
But that's fine. I'm not very interested in Minecraft myself. I mean, I can understand why people like it. I just don't.
We do have some coverage of Ace Combat 7 on the site. We got to sit down with Kono-san and talk about the game and
the full interview is gonna come very soon. Like we had a few excerpts for now, but there is quite a lot more, and it's gonna come very soon.
Yeah, check that out when it does.
Something that actually surprised me in the conference, it was a free DLC for Gravity Rush 2.
Yeah, that was that was very unplanned, I think, or at least we couldn't see it.
Maybe they're trying to push it because they noticed that they weren't pushing the game enough. Because really, Sony basically was silent about the game for so long, and it's kind of taking a backseat to a lot of other games. And even if it's a first-party game, they are not really publicizing it as much as I think, and as much as it deserves. Because from what I played, and from what I've seen played, I actually seen the full version being played at Tokyo at Sony's headquarters when I went there, and it was amazing. Like it's one of the best open worlds, like three-dimensional, because you can fly around that I've seen in a long while, and artistically it's beautiful. So I don't understand why Sony has not pushed it enough, and I'm actually glad that they delayed it. So maybe they have a little bit more time to push it a little bit more because it deserves a lot more visibility than it does have. By the way, we totally skipped the Call of Duty Championship thing and the Destiny thing because
that's okay.
Honest, I mean, not that they're bad games, but come on, that was not a conference thing.
Yeah.
That was probably
Sony. Yeah, but they always throw in especially now. Like they always throw in something Destiny. They throw in something Call of Duty. So
that probably was like Sony paying for like the PR deal with Activision because honestly, that like a trailer for the Christmas event, really, with all the new games you have to publicize. Yeah. When they shown Destiny, it was like, oh yeah, they're finally showing something of Destiny 2. Yeah, sure. Anyway, next on the thing was Akuma. That got like teased a million of years ago, so we pretty much knew. It was Street Fighter 5. I don't see any excited faces here. No one cares for fighting games.
Good for them. The Capcom Cup was cool.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm not very much of a fighting game guy as well. I mean, I like playing the stories, but I totally suck at playing against other people. So
Marvel vs. Capcom was kind of more exciting. I'm looking forward to that more.
Yeah, I have a good history with Marvel vs. Capcom. I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, I have a good history of being beaten again and again. And then there was Ni no Kuni 2. Yeah, finally.
Oh my God!
Came
Thank
back.
God.
Yeah, about time. Because
Glad
it
to
was
see
exactly a year.
Yeah.
Exactly a
saw,
year since the
we also
PlayStation
saw some
experience.
gameplay. There was some gameplay in there.
Yeah, a little bit, few glimpses, really,
Yeah.
not much. But
So
about time, really.
Studio Ghibli's not working on this one.
Yeah, but that's not a problem for me, honestly. Like the visual don't look worse, and I'm not much of a fan of Studio Ghibli anyway, or Miyazaki himself. So maybe there would be less of a like trying to feed a morale in our throat and more like gameplay and more like a story. Like the first one was really nice.
Yeah, I hope they fix the. I just hope they fix the AI. That's
yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Like
Well,
the first one was so good, but no one's beat it. No one I've ever met has beat Ni no Kuni 1.
Isn't it a really long game? Like,
It's
What do you mean by
super
beat it? Do you mean like 100% beat it, or like gotten
or like finish it?
like got to the end.
Yeah,
I got to the end. I just I used the
okay. Okay, because
anyway, yeah, it was about time they shown something like that. Come on, really. Level 5, unfortunately, has been.
Is that coming next year? Ni no Kuni 2?
Yeah, 2017.
Next year? Yeah.
That's
which is funny because
they
they haven't shown almost anything of it so far.
I think it'll
they literally shown 2 trailers and some screenshots.
Yeah.
So that's Bandai Namco and Level 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Level 5 published by Bandai Namco. Luckily, Level 5 is still working on some console games since lately they seem to be very much focusing on like besides the OK Watch mobile stuff, which is really sad. Well, there was the trailer of The Last Guardian, which was really nice.
Really nice.
Launch trailer. I thought they were going to push it again. Say another year.
Yeah.
I was expecting.
I was like,
sorry.
Can you imagine if at the end of the trailer there was like a 2017?
I think people would have literally gotten up and just left right there. They would have just walked out.
Speaking of The Last Guardian, we have something to show. Finally came here.
The Last Guardian.
The press kit, The Last Guardian. That actually we don't have the review out yet because this thing got basically held up by me. So it came here just now. Let me show you this thing because it's really cool. So this slides out, and this is like nice, and there is like Trico's feathers here in 3D. Then you open it like this. Let's see if I can show it correctly. This isn't very. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
It has like a 3D thing, Trico, but it's not finished. So you open it like this, and there is like all the content here, and there is a 100% authentic Trico's feather.
Oh, that's gotta be real.
With the Last Guardian serigraphed in it. Then there is some like messages. There is Ueda's message and everything. And the disc is back here. And funnily, it's held by that material that they used to make like bottle caps, and I don't remember the English name. Sorry, I'm not American, so
bottle caps.
Aluminum.
Huh? Aluminum.
No, they like the old wine bottles.
Corks.
Cork?
Yeah, the material they used to make corks. What's that? The English word?
Interesting.
Yeah, but
cork.
Yeah, we use cork. Get out of here. We know what a cork is.
The most unyielding. It's basically the most unyielding disc holder I ever seen in my life. So basically, you have to rip the disc off that because it doesn't want to come. Okay, then the biggest surprise of them all. There was the biggest surprise of them all.
Which one's that?
Act 2. Like, who the hell thought that we would have seen
Oh, Knack. Oh, my God. One of the top-selling games.
Whoever predicted Knack 2?
It sold a lot in Japan
Mark
because
Cerny
they didn't have.
Well, yeah, it sold a lot in Japan because they gave it away to the console.
Yeah, it was a Wii Sport.
You want me to make a PlayStation Pro? You're gonna let me make Knack 2.
No, that's funny. Not actually. They hinted to the fact that that could be a following, because I remember that Andrew House said that they were treasuring the IP. So I thought
it looks exactly like Knack 1.
As Mark certainly held a gun to his head like off stage. So
Yeah.
it's like...
Well, I expected it to come, but not now.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. I didn't play Knack, so it wasn't really that exciting.
I think PlayStation 4 deserves some kid-friendly titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think anyone deserves Knack though.
I think Knack had some good sides. It was probably under-designed, but if designed better, it could be better.
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
I think it is a bit underestimated for something.
It's got like co-op too, which is cool. That it's got some kind of like multiplayer co-op elements, which you don't really see a lot of games have. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Then there was the miracle announcement. Sega is actually bringing Yakuza Kiwami, Yakuza 6 before 5 years pass from the Japanese release. Yakuza Kiwami coming next summer, and Yakuza 6 coming on early 2018.
Yes, I got some insider information on that announcement.
Say it.
No. When he announced it, it's just a little fun fact. When he announced it, he said Yakuza 0 and Yakuza 6 and Yakuza Kiwami or whatever they're coming, but he was supposed to just show the trailer and let the Yakuza. Okay. Yeah, it was supposed to just go into it like without him announcing it, but he said it before, so it kind of.
So he spoiled it.
Yeah, he spoiled the surprise a little bit.
Besides the fact that you don't say Kiwami, it's Kiwami. That's how I pronounce Japanese. Kiwami. Not Kwam. It was like Kiwami. Let me munch on this chewing gum a little bit more.
Or like when that one Sony representative tried to say
rad for
Tecmo.
Yeah, that was pretty rad for me because with Yakuza 0 coming in January, Yakuza Kiwami coming in the summer, and Yakuza 6 coming, and it's basically 1 year of 3 Yakuza. It's like, whoa. It's the best Ojisan simulator ever. So much content, really.
Yeah, it's playing Yakuza 0 too. I noticed that it's very like reminiscent of its time. Like it's supposed to like look exactly like the setting of Japan. Like it's not big in scale, but I think it's perfect the way they use this kind of. It's not like the size of Grand Theft Auto or anything, but they use the size of the city that they have to like its fullest potential, and that's what I kind of like about Yakuza.
Yeah. By the way, Yakuza 6 releases now in Japan, like in 2 hours or 3. Actually, let me see. Oh yeah, it's out. It's out in Japan right now, and I'm going to buy it. Like I'm going to like right now. While we're talking, I'm buying Yakuza 6. Because I
buying that. Let's do another one of the giveaways.
Sorry?
Let's do another one of the
giveaways. Let's do a giveaway.
Yeah, he's having
do a giveaway while I purchase Yakuza 6. Yeah, purchased. I have Yakuza 6, so you guys can expect some content from it while I'm playing it in the next couple of days. I actually have to review like The Last Guardian as well, so it's going to be a little messy, but it's going to be fine.
Because you don't sleep, so.
Of course, I don't sleep. So yeah, Yakuza 6 is downloading on my PS4. Yes. Yakuza 6 is great because it has so much content. Like you get a full copy of Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown in it, and Puyo Puyo. So that's kind of amazing to me.
Okay, we got a new winner. We got Dalo.
Okay, congratulations,
the next
Dalo.
one. I'm going to send it to you on Twitch, so hopefully you're there.
Okay, so next announcement. I like gushed enough for Yakuza, and this we have one that Azario will like. Come on, Azario, you can say it.
East Origins?
No. Well, there
Oh, what
was
is
that
it?
too, but this one came before his origin.
Oh,
I'm going.
Danganronpa?
Yeah,
Yes.
in order.
I mean, that's my favorite Vita series, so I am pumped.
I've
Yeah,
heard it's very good.
I'm surprised that they announced it before like the Japanese release. Actually,
yeah, so cool that NIS America got it there to show a PlayStation experience. That's pretty good for the series to get that kind of
Notoriety.
promotion. Yeah.
yeah, and I know that since when Joe Corsi was like mentioning the Vita, he actually came out with the Vita in his hand. There was a Zario in the public that was masturbating in front of
Yeah.
everyone.
I actually met with him later, and we gushed about the Vita together, so we jacked each other off for a while.
Dead.
Oh, okay.
It's dead. I'm sorry.
I'm also happy to see that's coming to PlayStation 4. I'm not sure if it's going to come day and date with the Vita version, but I hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, perfect.
And also,
Okay.
I believe it's going to have PlayStation Pro support. I don't know.
Danganronpa?
Well, it's like 4K. It can output 4K on.
Well, yeah, but I think all games they're going to be outputted in 4K. I'm not sure about that about Danganronpa, but I think that's the natural thing. Then there was the trailer for Gran Turismo Sport, which was actually very interesting because they implemented a new lighting system and the graphics took like a jump. Before they were a little drab, but that's because they didn't have the final lighting system. That's one thing that I normally stress very much when I talk about graphics. Lighting really changes everything. Like if you don't have the good lighting, even the best most detailed graphics, they can look like crap. And if you have good lighting, even the like simplest graphics can look awesome. Just think about the Tomorrow Children.
Right.
The Tomorrow Children is all about its lighting, and it looks incredible. But that's all lighting. The models are really simple, and that's the same for Gran Turismo. Well, Gran Turismo has a lot of detail as well, but with the new lighting, the graphics they showcase that at Precision Experience were incredible. I was like, whoa.
Right. Also, I mean, if you're just thinking this year of games that released, I think the Arkham trilogy for Batman Arkham trilogy, the biggest complaint with it was that it looked shoddy because they changed the lighting and it no longer fit Gotham, and it made the characters look awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The next one in line was Horizon Zero Dawn, which was a very good trailer, but we have seen so much of it by now.
Yeah, they need to calm down with the Horizon.
I don't want to see anything.
I think I just wanted to release. Like I'm already pretty sold on that game. Like
I can't be more hyped about it than what I already am. So the trailer was awesome, but
they seriously they've been showing it at every event too.
Well, I played it too at Tokyo Game Show and it was great. I mean, can't be more hyped than that really. So yeah, thank you for the other trailer, but I just want to play it now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Next one was Niho. That's very promising, of course.
I think
that game keeps my eye
Sony's
so
kind
much.
of getting behind that game a little bit too, which is cool.
Well, they're publishing it.
Yeah.
They're publishing it now, so like.
When is it's what, February next year or?
I think it's February.
Yeah, I know it's coming. Yeah, I know it's coming soon, but yeah, it looks cool. I think it's releasing in a good time period where there's not quite a lot of stuff coming out, or at least not a lot of big stuff. So hopefully it can kind of build an audience.
No, Persona 5 is coming out in April.
Oh yeah! Oh shit!
Yeah, they delayed it. The only other thing it really has is
just give me the Japanese.
Horizon is the only like really big February release coming, I guess. Or there's some other things too, but.
By the way, Persona 5 did not appear at all.
Didn't they mention it though at PSX?
Yeah, they had the English build there.
Yeah, it was played.
The conference though. I thought they mentioned it briefly.
They did?
I think so. I don't know if they showed anything, but I think they definitely mentioned it. That like Very briefly.
Oh yeah. They had the story trailer. You're right.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. You're right. But
It was
honestly,
quick. It wasn't anything big, but yeah.
I'm not a fan of the voice acting. It's the usual Asus fare. But in English, really sounds bad. I don't know. Some of the characters are really off. We'll see.
You don't have to worry
Anyway, I
about
played
that
in Japanese,
anymore
so
because they're getting dual audio.
yeah, I'm gonna play it in Japanese for sure. Like I played like Final Fantasy 15, I played in Japanese because the Japanese audio is so much better than the English one. The English one is not terrible. Square Enix actually put some money into the voice acting, which is good. Because voice acting is all a matter of money. the quality of voice acting is pretty much proportional to the money you pump into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sold on the English one for Persona, and the fact that we're basically waiting for that until April because that's what they were waiting for, it's kind of bumps me out. But oh well. Then what was then? We had Let It Die available right now.
That I was waiting for more of those right now kind of announcements. Let It Die, I think actually looks great. I haven't had a chance, a free moment to go and play it, but it's that same over the top wackiness that we kind of expect from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things actually. I heard that it's a good nice surprise. Ryan, you played it, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I played it at PAX. I played a demo. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's very the big comparison kind of people make to it is Dark Souls, and it feels similar to it. It's a little I don't want to say janky, but like it's a little less refined, I think, than Dark Souls. But yeah, it's a cool title. I'm not really sure 100% how the microtransactions work in terms of the free to play. I think it has something to do with basically if your character dies, then you either start with a whole brand new character from like the bottom level, or you could use death metal, which is like the currency, to get back a character that died previously and keep their experience and their levels and stuff like that. So I think that's where the microtransactions come in, and I'm not really sure I want to do that because I get frustrated at Dark Souls enough. So I don't know if I'd want to like. I feel like it'd be like playing Dark Souls, but you have to pay every time you die to like restart again. So
I think Steven from our website actually did a preview on it, and that's I think his biggest gripe with it was just microtransactions were a little wonky.
Die very easily, so
right.
Then we had Nier Automata with the new trailer and the release date for the West.
Beautiful.
Coming on March 7.
Beautiful.
And that's awesome. And that we already knew that it basically has a dream team that's working on it. Like the character design is great, the director is great, the composer is great. It's done by Platinum Games. Couldn't be better, honestly. I couldn't have more of a dream team for me, and so I'm looking forward to it definitely. Oh, we forgot completely. The Parappa the Rapper, Loco Roco, and Patapon remasters.
Oh yeah,
yes, Patapon.
Yeah, Patapon was the game I loved. Was the game I loved myself. I think Azario is very bummed.
I wish they did a new Patapon and they kept it on Vita. But
why the remaster not on Vita? That doesn't make sense for me.
Well,
it should be like I don't understand. It doesn't. They're obviously trying to see if there's still a market for these games. So let's publish these.
Yeah, but I don't understand why not making it for PS4 and Vita.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're trying to phase out the Vita.
Yeah, I think it's that. But I do agree, though. I think that they're putting these out there kind of like Crash Bandicoot to kind of see like if there's still people interested and they want these franchises because they are kind of more niche, cult classic type things. So
yeah.
I guess I think Patapon 1 though they should have did like Patapon 3 or 2 if they're gonna, because Patapon 1's kind of wonky.
Patapon would have been nice to have a trilogy like they did with Wipeout and Crash Bandicoot. But I'm excited for between those three. I'm not much into written games, but I'm really excited for Patapon because I love the art style.
Yeah, I'm excited
Sorry?
for Parappa. I was saying I'm excited for Parappa, and I'm glad they steered clear of Parappa 2, which was not as good. So that they're going with Parappa 1. So I'm excited to replay that. It'll be fun. It's been a long time.
Gotcha. And then there was the heavy hitter, We had Last of Us Part 2. I was like explosion and implosion at the same time.
That was nice. That was a nice way.
Yeah, I'm surprised they shown it so early. Actually.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it, honestly.
Yeah, that teaser video was really good. Last of Us 2, I'm mixed on because not because it was bad or anything. I think like a lot of people, Last of Us is one of those games that maybe didn't need a sequel because it's just, if they left Last of Us by alone, it would have been fine. That would have been great. That said, I do really like the teaser and I like where they're going with the story. So I am cautiously optimistic looking for Last of Us Part 2. Just out of curiosity, I know there's a fan theory going around right now about the whole thing with people thinking that Joel is dead, and I was just wondering what you guys think about that with the teaser. I can see that.
He's there. He appeared there.
Well, what the theory is that in the teaser, Joel is actually dead, and that Ellie's just imagining him, and that's why she's kind of going for revenge.
So he kind of fades in like a ghost.
He kind of fades in like a ghost, so I can see it maybe being
that's so cliche, though.
Well, that's the thing is.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is like literally, it's gonna be like Sixth Sense, but Last of Us, where it's like he was dead the whole time, like at the very.
I don't know. It doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem Naughty Dog style, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they could go that route because if you're looking for a reason to see like why did Ellie snap, killing Joel would be probably the biggest reason. That said, if they were going to go that route, it wouldn't be the route like, oh my, you find out at the end he was dead the whole time. It'd be
actually wait. Actually, I think Neil Druckmann actually said during the following conference that you're gonna play Ellie and as a protagonist, and Joel is going to accompany you, so he's still gonna be there. I think Druckmann's actually said it like explicitly.
Yeah, and I don't think Troy Baker would be like.
Yeah, and Troy Baker was there himself. So yeah, it would be really weird if Troy Baker was just Louis, your audio went away again.
Yeah, but so
I'm curious to see where they go with the story though for Last of Us 2. So I'm excited for it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I just don't think that they would have Troy Baker. I just don't think that they would have Troy Baker there like in the initial conference if he wasn't like a prominent character in the game.
I mean, he could still be prominent.
He could still be, yeah. Like maybe it's just like kind of like Arkham Knight, like with Joker, where he's like kind of like a figment of her imagination type thing. But I hope not. But we'll see how that goes. Either way, I'm excited.
Speaking of Joel, be honest, guys. Be honest. Who of you guys actually thought that the character until they actually shown the song started? Who of you actually thought that the character was Joel? Because those hands were like really.
No, they were too. I figured it was probably Ellie. It wasn't.
I thought it was Joel.
Although the tattoo threw me off. That was the thing that was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So.
No, the hands look like a little masculine to me, which is like, I mean, it's very warranted because Ellie has added harsh life, so she doesn't have a pianist kind of hands. I was like, oh, this is Joel.
I like Seraphim's comment in the chat where he says it actually ends up being Billy Joel, and I was like, I would love if there was Last of Us with Billy Joel in it. That'd be great. All right, or Billy Joel's playing the guitar. That'd be awesome. So
okay,
we're not going to see this game until holiday 2018 or
I think 2019. I think
actually.
2019. I think it's not going to be for a long time. They started this right as Uncharted 4 ended, so they probably have only been working on it for a few months.
They said that they made this trailer 2 years ago. The trailer that we saw at PSX.
That's the first I've heard this.
They recorded it 2 years ago.
Oh, I think they recorded just the motion capture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is really early. I don't think that they even said that it's really early. Like
I'm gonna call it February 2019. We're gonna see it in.
Well, they did say that
that
the game has been in initial works for like I don't know if in the concept phase or anything for 2 years and a half. They did say that.
Yeah, I remember.
But they also did say it's very early. So
yeah, they said in the conference it was early. I think they said they were working on some prototypes for a sequel, but I guess they weren't sure what direction the story would go in. So, I think now it seems like obviously they're a little clearer on where we're going to go with it.
And then this is it for PlayStation Experience, pretty much, at least for the conference.
Yeah.
So
don't forget about
Origins
and how amazing that was. the 5 seconds of footage that we saw.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, Joe Corsi, you need to be faster about these games because no one cares. Besides Azario. Well, I do care, but honestly, that's definitely strange that they actually let him have some part of the conference.
Wait, something we didn't mention, the because it's the only VR announcement. I think that's worth noting that there wasn't a lot of PlayStation VR on stage.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot.
Yep. But Resident Evil 7, the demo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not excited for it, so that's why I forgot.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't sat down and played the extended demo. I'm excited to try it and see how the VR works.
Yeah, I haven't tried the updated demo, so I'm gonna.
So I got to play it in VR, and
you book?
It's cool because the VR games that I've played have been kind of, I don't want to say like meh, like graphically, but
appetizers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, little appetizers, little cartoonish things. Playing Resident Evil in VR is almost exactly like playing Resident Evil on your television screen.
Which is not like playing Resident Evil at all, though.
Yeah, it's
not. I mean, it can be a great game. It's just not Resident Evil for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got kind of sick. A little motion sickness. You can play the entire game of Resident Evil 7 in VR, by the way. The problem is when you look around, you also have to move your the right analog stick to move. You know, like you can look around, but in order to actually turn your character, you have to use the right analog stick. So to make it easier on you, you kind of have to move your right analog stick while you move your head. But there's a few camera options where you can do angle clicks and stuff like that to help. But I felt myself getting a little sick after about 10-15 minutes. I don't expect to play the entire game in VR.
Like I got the same way specifically with Crytek's Robinson the Journey, and every time I played it, I got sick. I think it might just be a thing of, and you don't see it in a lot of VR games, is just moving, like how you normally would in a video game. And there's a lot of, that's why I didn't notice it until I'd play those games. There are a lot of stationary VR games.
And also some games in which you can teleport instead of moving around, which is pathetic for me.
So should you stand up? Would that make things easier, or you got to kind of trick your brain somehow, right? Like,
right.
I don't know. It's fun though. That's my point being. It looks amazing. It looks gorgeous. The only differences in between modes is kneeling down or standing up. There's no animation for that. It kind of just, in VR mode, it kind of just clicks down when you go into crouch.
Yeah, that's what totally removes the immersion for me, though.
Yeah, there's definite immersion removal. Not as bad.
Yeah, that's my problem. My problem is the many developers.
But
yeah, my problem is the many developers. Since there is the motion sickness problem, they just remove the part that risk to make people motion sick.
Yeah,
which for me is not right.
And that's
and for me, VR will never take off until that part is solved. Because that VR is all about immersion. If you remove the immersion, VR is no meaning for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, let's move on to the Game Award. Lou is dead again. Sorry.
Yeah, Lou's dead. Yeah.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back, Lou. You're good.
Some highlights from the Game Award.
Do we really care about the Game Awards?
Well, there was a couple of things that was interesting.
Very much so.
I thought that Chic Man. I saw that Chic robot, whatever.
Yeah, let's not talk about the cringe.
That was not a highlight. That was not at all.
We're not talking about the words. We're not talking about the cringe. We're just talking about the games that looked interesting.
Let's talk Ryan and me right now. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. We can ignore Giuseppe for a minute. What'd you think of it?
I think it looks good. I just think the way they presented it was not good. I think that the way that they presented it with Bill Trinen and that awkward guy on the couch playing it, and it was just not.
That was the most bored person ever.
It was a very awkward demo, and I see where they were going to try to make it feel like a let's play or like an onstage demo, but I just think it was not the right. I would have felt better, I think, seeing a trailer, especially because like the footage they showed, there was like performance problems and stuff you could see. Obviously, it was just not. I just think the presentation was not great for.
Have you ever seen someone that looked more boring, more bored than that?
They had the trailer in the beginning. The trailer was great.
Yeah.
And they could have just taken out all commentary and just showed 5 minutes of gameplay, and people would have eaten it up.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like shit because it's still in the Wii U. Like performance-wise, the graphics were really terrible.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen this Jaggies that big, honestly. Like that the vegetation was like super crap.
I think that it was also not necessarily the most visually impressive location in the game.
No, it was like really technically bad. Like the aliasing was terrible.
Hey, can we talk about Death Stranding or Death
Stranding?
What the hell are you talking about?
I think that was my highlight.
I want Lewis to admit that it looked technically shit.
No. I'll go ahead and say that gameplay trailer looked really bad.
It was rough. Yeah, I'll admit that the game, I'm still looking forward to it. It looks awesome. I just think that the way they presented the awards was not great. They could have done a better job showing it.
I think other clips they've shown have looked much better, at least artistically.
Yeah.
So.
The problem is that they shouldn't show it on Wii U anymore.
They probably
assuming that they.
But
sorry.
They probably shouldn't. But they wouldn't even.
Assuming that they are actually that it actually looks better on the Switch. That's assuming that it actually looks better on the Switch, of course.
Mm.
Which we are just assuming because we don't know. Because we don't know how powerful or not powerful the Switch would be.
We'll see soon.
Big comment.
We'll see soon. There we go.
And some GameCube games.
Not so soon. So let's talk about Death Stranding. Now that I nailed Zelda into a cross.
Okay, can someone explain
So you're calling him Jesus?
Kojima's doing.
I don't know if even Kojima knows what he. I mean, he knows, but like I don't know if anyone else knows what he's doing.
I got that Sony money. I could just do whatever the fuck I want.
But
I can hire star actors. It's like I can hire star actors.
Yeah, I think that trailer was great. I was already pretty excited from the game when they revealed the trailer at E3, and this got me more pumped. So I mean, this game realistically is not coming out until like 2018 or 2019 at the earliest, but I'm still really excited and looking forward to seeing more of it.
I actually think it's gonna come out earlier. Kojima seems to be a bit in a hurry.
No, I don't think that at all.
Yeah, I feel like he's like spending all this time making these fucking weird trailers.
Like,
and then
he's been saying that he doesn't want. He's been saying that he doesn't want his fans to wait too much.
I like the fact that the baby reappears between trailers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
By the way,
that's
guys.
cool.
What would you think if it's? What would you think about this if it's episodic?
Oh, I would hate it.
I don't know. Like maybe
because Kojima said that he doesn't want fans to wait too much, and that would be a way to make it to make it come faster. Yeah,
I need to know more about what the game is.
Yeah, I think I need to see what the game because even though like I'm invested in the world and and all that stuff. Like he's got me with that, but I think that we don't really know the gameplay yet. Like I mean, we know a little bit. That's gonna be like open world action-y type thing, but I think we have to. I think see more of it before I can.
It got me with the P-47s.
Yeah, I like that. I like the sci-fi aspect of it. I really like sci-fi themed games.
I think
it was weird though because it's sci-fi. Is it like a weird alternate universe? Like that's P-47s.
Yeah, I think
it has World War II fighters.
Yeah, and I like too that it's got a little bit of a horror, not quite horror, like it's not like Resident Evil or anything like that, but it's got a little bit of a weird kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, it's dark.
And then I think I kind of hope maybe that some of the stuff that they were working on with like PT and Silent Hills kind of makes its way into here, which is what the feeling I'm kind of getting. Like, there's a lot of stuff I'm noticing between like the babies and like the stuff like that like stuff I think that kind of carried over a little bit from PT and Silent Hills, or what Silent Hills was going to be.
Yeah, and Ilobotomized Del Toro. Is that what Kojima does to his friends? Come on, that's not nice. Yeah, so it was really interesting. It was really interesting, but it also was like we know nothing about it. Really nothing.
Yeah,
it's right. Like some weird tech demo.
What else? Well, we know Mads Mikkelsen is in it, which is pretty exciting. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Well, I will admit that I had no idea what Mads Mikkelsen was before that day.
Really? Oh, he's a nice guy.
I actually had to ask. I actually had to ask. Right, I was writing the article. Right. Tell me how you do. I write the name of this guy.
There's a very funny article I saw where it was like, Hollywood, please stop doing things to Mads Mikkelsen's eyes, because every character that he plays has like messed up eyes for like Doctor Strange, and like it was pretty funny when I saw it.
That's so true.
It was definitely interesting. We'll have to see how it connects. I have trust in Kojima. I think it'll be a very visionary and crazy game. I will see. Maybe that's all smoke and mirrors too. Could be totally smoke and mirrors, and we get a very traditional game. It's an action adventure after all.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a survival horror.
He's not showing any like actual gameplay, so we have no idea like where he.
Yeah, it could be like the trailers could be totally trippy and just being in like some kind of like covert message and not actually showing the actual theme of the game. You know. Could be like all allegory or something like that. You never know. With Kojima, you don't know at all. But I'm interested.
Yeah, and then speaking of, we spoke about science, sci-fi stuff. Mass Effect.
That was impressive. Yeah. Besides the face. Is that his faces were really a little bad.
I think that was the best, like, of what we've seen in Mass Effect so far, like just in terms of like everything, like story, gameplay, especially we got to see a lot of. So I think that was the best. All the other things that, and also it's weird because they kept saying, "Oh, this is the first gameplay reveal," but I'm pretty sure they said that. I was like, they've said that like 3 times now that this is the first gameplay reveal.
2 times actually. 2 times.
Yeah, something like that.
First
but it's
the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah,
that was gameplay.
It was weird, but anyway, the one at PSX at Game Awards was really good. I was excited. I'm getting more excited now, I think, than I've been for this game. So
I'm very excited for the Mako lookalike thingy, the Nomad. That looks really fun to just run around. I think I'm the only one, like, besides the other 10 people in the world that actually enjoyed the Mako part.
I did. I liked the Mako a lot. It was fun. Yeah. The as I call it, the space jalopy, because it just like bounced around from mountains and everything. It was fun.
Besides sometimes like the mountains were a little too like tall, so they were like kind of weird to navigate a bit, but it was fun for me. I actually missed it when they removed it. And
I've never played a Mass Effect.
Me neither. I'm doing the backwards compatibility right now. Go grab the trilogy, get your Xbox One, do it.
Don't do that. Just get it on PC at the moment. That's the best way you should play. You can
get the trilogy on Origin's usually like $15. Like, it's pretty cheap to just play them all there.
And it has mods and all that, so it's the best way to play it according to me. But yeah, if you can't, of course, that you can do that. But you have an Alienware that shit compares.
Yeah, no. Crap, that's why I keep fading in and out. Damn you, anywhere.
Yeah, but very simple fact is that trailer really finally made me excited about the game, which I wasn't yet.
Yeah, I think I was the same way.
My only gripe is that FemShep looked a lot better than the new girl. Like, female Shepard, the official face of female Shepard was a ton better looking than Lara. What's her name? The new one. The new female
Ryder?
Yeah.
Ryder, yeah. Female Shepard looked a lot better. Come on.
All right, so question, we've wrapped up everything, and it was a very busy week for us. What was your favorite thing? And in the comments, what was your favorite thing to come out in the past week?
Ace Combat. hands down.
I'm gonna be between The Last of Us Part 2 and Death Stranding, the trailer. I think between those for me.
Huh.
Oh, by the way, we forgot. Kojima using Guerrilla Games engine. That's actually a pretty big thing too.
Oh yeah, is that too?
I think my favorite.
That engine looks very powerful. It's exactly the same engine that.
I think my favorite thing to be announced over the past week wasn't really an announcement, but it was David Jaffe talking crap on some media people, like calling them out live on stage at PSX.
I actually missed that part because I was looking at the part that came after with Shu Yoshida.
Oh, dude, it was.
What did he say?
He basically called out some of the guys from Kyle Bossman. He pretty much.
Well, that's what Yoshida was talking about after that.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I like Kyle, but yeah, David Jaffe was like, that guy didn't even play the game, and he's made 2 videos talking crap about it. Like he just laid it all out there. And I messaged him after we spoke, and he was like, dude, thank you for like. I was like, dude, that's what we have to go like, because there's 80% of like news media on the internet that's like good, and like you can go there and read it and trust these outlets, but then there's like that 20% that does the YouTube stuff, and they do all the, and it's just it's the whole like Bandai
Kyle Bosman is mostly a comedian, like Shu Yoshida said afterwards. Kyle Bosman is mostly a comedian. That's something that I don't support. Like if you remember the video with
Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien and Final Fantasy 15 actually saying incorrect things about the game just to talk shit about it and even for the lulz. That's comedy is nice for me when it plays to stuff that's actually real. When you start making us stuff to make your jokes funny, that's not funny anymore for me. That's misinformation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part with Yoshida was funny afterwards. They actually talk about David Jaffe and say like David Jaffe actually matured a lot.
Yeah.
The times.
He's actually that's a big change.
That was funny.
That was actually. Yeah, I really respect David Jaffe as a developer and a creator.
Well, he's very outspoken. I like that.
Yeah, I do.
I like people that are very outspoken. I like people that don't, they say that they don't say all the time stuff that I, agree with. But I like the fact that they're very honest and they don't, they don't blow smoke up your ass, basically. They tell you how they think it is.
I agree. So that was my favorite thing. What about you, Liz?
It's tough to call. I think by nature I have to say The Last of Us, but if there was a quick follow-up to that, it was Danganronpa. Just glad to see that. All right, so let's read some of the comments. In the comments, Dalo's favorite, Windjammers, Ys Origins, and Horizon. Quasi-Monk says Ni no Kuni 2, and Seraphim says Nier. So those are all great. I don't think you could do wrong.
Honestly, I will admit one thing. I had no idea what Windjammer was.
Oh, I didn't really know either.
So. It was like total inside joke. It's dumb. But it's cool for people who get it. But you're right, I didn't get it either. I had to have it.
I didn't really get it. So
I was like Windjammer. It presented like it was something really big. And I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, it was like the Walrus movie that Kevin Smith made, Tusk. Like, it's basically that. Where they had a conversation about this game and then they made it.
Well, that's good for people that like it. Honestly, I'm sure it's fun. I just was like, what the fuck is this thing?
Jammers? Overall, though, I thought this conference was really, really strong. Like it was pretty much almost every announcement, like 90% of them were very solid and stuff I'm looking forward to. And I think especially for Sony, after the PS4 Pro event, which was not their strongest event. Yeah, it was a little underwhelming and a little weak. So I think this definitely made up for it.
Yeah, definitely. But that event was like not focused on game, of course. So it was more like look at how look at how these consoles that half of which you can't actually see on the stream looks great.
Yeah, I think you can see HDR. I think people were expecting more of it than what they got, so I think this kind of made up for it a bit. So,
well, to be honest, we got the best storyteller ever talk about Mark Cerny talk about it for like half an hour, and that was fine for me because I could honestly fall asleep to Mark Cerny talking like in a good way.
I still think that Mark Cerny should just make a YouTube channel of like ASMR videos with him like technical specs. Yeah. It would get so many subscribers. It would just be like
he's the best storyteller ever.
All that.
It would just be the most soothing thing ever. Mark Cerny's voice.
I think Mark Cerny should stop making games and he should just work as a voice actor.
Yeah.
Like being the narrator of all the games. Please don't stop making games, Mark Cerny.
He's a great personality. Like he's like one of those people that's super smart but pretty like humble about it, not like really out in the open, and like you can actually have a conversation with him type like
the way he kind of presents stuff is like even if he's talking about the most complicated stuff ever that you don't really understand, you still enjoy it just the way he says it.
Yeah. Any interaction I've had with him in the past 2 years, it's always been really nice.
Yeah. He's great.
Really
nice.
Great.
I'm actually like the honestly one of my highlight of the whole thing was not an announcement. Well, it was kind of an announcement, but the way it was presented, it was the Kojima Guerrilla thing. Just because it's a very nice story. Like Kojima goes with Mark Cerny in this trip to find the technology. He goes to Guerrilla, and Guerrilla picks up a box with the USB key in it, and in the USB key there is their engine, the source code of their engine, which is the biggest treasure they have. They don't make him sign an NDA or a contract or anything. They give him the box and say, "Take this and do what you want with it." That's a kind of like they basically donated to Kojima the most important thing, and that's kind of uplifting to me. That's like a story of solidarity between developers that you don't see very much. Many developers like sharing, like you see at places like GDC and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But actually giving another developer your engine without asking me to sign any NDA or any contract or anything, just like this, it's big. It's mm-hmm. almost crazy, because that's your biggest industry secret. That's your biggest corporate secret that you have, and they just give it to him like that. And now they are actually going to work together. They're they are having an actually technical partnership. Kojima Production is going to have an office within Guerrilla Game, so they're basically gonna collaborate from now on, and that's cool. That's
especially if Death Stranding has some kind of shooting elements. I think Guerrilla Games really knows how to make a pretty solid shooter. I mean, Killzone.
Well, we discovered that they know how to make a pretty solid RPG too. Because for what I played of Horizon, the RPG elements are great.
Oh yes, I agree.
But the funny thing is that Guerrilla Games, Kojima said something which kind of piqued my interest. He said that when he was talking about engine, he said that it's very good for open world games, which kind of make me think: is Kojima working on an open world game? Is it an open world game again? Death Stranding, it could be.
That's what they've said. Yeah, no, I think he mentioned something in passing before that it was going to be open world or something like that. So I think that's I'm pretty sure it's going to be that way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I enjoy the open world aspect of Metal Gear 4 Solid 5, so I'm happy about that. And that's it, I think. We got everything, right. I think. The conferences, right?
So we do have an 8-bit idiot to get to.
Oh yeah. Today we have in 8-bit idiots. We're coming back. So we're coming back with our most appreciated segment, 8-bit idiot, which is you can introduce it, Lou.
Sure. Hopefully my mic stays online the whole time. But 8-Bit Idiot is our segment where we highlight someone in the game industry or a topic in the game industry that is frankly ridiculous. I mean, everyone has their bad days, and we're here to poke fun at it and to have a bit of a commentary on why it is wrong. So go ahead, take it, Giuseppe.
Yeah, well, this is more of a topic. I actually seen several articles about it, as much as like some pundits commenting on it, maybe on Twitter and social media or other articles about it. Made me kind of really. So basically, today, Square Enix announced that Final Fantasy 15 they're going to extend the update plan they had for Final Fantasy 15. So they're going to add some story content. They're going to flesh up one chapter that some people thought was a little weaker than the others, and they're going to add some things like new playable characters, and they're considering actually adding an avatar system so that you can actually create your characters within the game, and which I think is amazing. I would actually love to create a character in that engine and see how it looks, and a bunch of other content that are going to add for free, right? And people are spinning it like it's a negative thing. Oh, they released incomplete, so now they're adding things before or after release. That's absolutely stupid. Like the game, if you rush through it, offers you 50 hours of content. That's more than most games out there. And that's if you rush through it. You can easily go up to 100 hours of gameplay. And people think that the game is incomplete, and this is like some kind of smoking gun admitting that the game is incomplete. That's absolutely bonkers for me. So now, for some reason, a company that absolutely for free uh, gives you content after its release when they already have your money, um, it's now a bad thing. How? In which word? We have come to a sense of entitlement that honestly disgusts me, and I'm not sure if you guys agree with that.
I was on the fence, but you explaining it right now kind of made it a little more clear to me. Because I was just upset about the extra content added to chapter 13, to like kind of fix the story or make it more clear. I
Don't
guess.
spoil.
Yeah. So I just feel bad for the people who don't have internet and own this game because they're not going to be able to get those.
Honestly, right now, internet is not a problem. You can bring
You're
your
right.
PS4
You're right.
to someone else.
You're right.
Someone else. I know some. Now I'm gonna tell you a story. A friend of mine, doesn't have internet because he is very young, and he still lives with his family, and his family is very traditionalist, so they don't want to have internet at home. I know it's like a kind of a horror story. So, but anyway, this guy, when he has to update to update something, he actually picks up the PS4 and goes to McDonald's. The store manager, the local McDonald's here, actually lets him plug in the PS4, not at the Ethernet, but he connects it to the electricity outlet. And what it does, he also has a PS Vita. So he uses the PS Vita as a
for remote play. That's so good.
And basically he stays there like 3-4 hours because this McDonald's is actually a pretty fast internet, and he stays there for 3-4 hours to update his games, which is funny. But anyway, right now there is so few people that don't have absolutely any access to internet. You can bring it to a friend. You can do what you want. There is plenty ways to update it, and the game was released complete. The game is complete. If you played it out of the box, it's complete. They are simply adding stuff out of it because they received feedback, and people say I don't like this part. I think I like it a little bit more fleshed out. So they say, oh, okay, we're adding to it. I think that's a positive thing, not a negative thing.
I didn't like
They're giving you free content.
In terms of the content of the game, I didn't like the added scenes from Kingsglaive. I thought those felt kind of out of place.
Well, that's simply the fact that they had the scenes and they were like it's CG, like the CG you see at the beginning.
Yeah,
that's the same quality of CG. It would have been bad if it was different CG.
Yeah, no,
but
that's
if
true.
You look at if you look at all Final Fantasy games, they always add some CG, and it's always been different from the gameplay, from the in-engine things, of course, because it's CG.
So I'm cool with any added content. Everyone was like praising the Witcher 3 for giving them free DLC. Yeah. But now that Square Enix is doing it, they're a bad guy.
The problem is that we have a double standard in the industry, and that's something that is becoming more and more evident to me. The most popular Western developers, you can forgive everything. No matter what they do, you can forgive them. Like how much like leeway and free passes does Bethesda get? Bethesda releases the most incomplete and bugged game in the industry, or some of the most incomplete and buggy games in the industry. Still, they get a free pass every time. Fallout 4 was a great game, but it has a ton of glitches and bugs. And I think Ryan that played it can attest to it. I mean, that reviewed it, right?
Yeah, and it's a click thing. It's better to bitch about this and get the clicks and enrage people on the internet to get that traffic going to your website, and it comes down to that. Like you're gonna see these articles written, oh, incomplete, but it's like everyone's telling you to stop pre-ordering games, and to a point I can see why they're saying this, but on the flip side, like there's studios out there and publishers like Xseed or Koei Tecmo who survive off of those. That pre-orders are like their window into knowing what the market wants. I'm sure bigger EA or Bethesda, the bigger guys, they can get by with that without pre-orders. But I think it's bad that we just jumble everyone up together and say stop pre-ordering games when it could hurt the market altogether. And I know a lot of media outlets today were, for the Final Fantasy 15 thing, were like, this is why you shouldn't pre-order games. Look at it, you're getting an incomplete game, and I'm just like, come on, guys.
Well, let's get this out of the way. The game is complete. The game is absolutely complete. You can enjoy the story from start to end. And people actually a lot of actual journalists are misquoting Tabata. Tabata said that what they delayed the game. One of the reasons why they delayed the game was because they didn't want to have a day one patch that was necessary to finish the game, right? Because they didn't want to have it to need to download the day one patch to actually be able to enjoy the game from start to finish. That's what he said, and people are misquoting him, saying that he said that they didn't want to have a day one patch or patches at all, which is absolutely false. He simply didn't want it. He said that if they didn't delay the game, you basically would have needed to download the day one patch to actually being able to finish the game smoothly. But right now, if you don't download the day one patch, you can play the game from start to finish, and you're not missing all that much.
Yeah, I think you're just getting some CGs.
You're missing a couple of CG sequences and some features, but they're not indispensable feature to finish the game.
Yeah,
the game can be played if you don't have any internet connection. You can start and finish the game and enjoy it. The story is great. It has a couple of weak spots, but what story doesn't, honestly? And the content is complete. It's a game with a ton of content, like really a lot, especially compared to today's market. So this is just weird to me.
Right. Yeah, I can't make a ton of statements regarding my opinion on it because I haven't played Final Fantasy yet. Still going through a ton of other things at the moment. What I can say is I really appreciate a game developer who could sit there and say, we've looked at your criticism, we've looked at your comments,
Yeah.
And we appreciate your feedback and want to build on that, and we're doing it for free.
Yeah.
What do you dislike about that?
It's like it's the most like one of the arguments I've seen is, oh my god, I already finished the game. Well, yeah, you can play it again. It's not like it's not like when you finish a game, it gets deleted out of your PlayStation 4. They even giving you a new game plus between
Exactly.
the free DLCs, so you can play it with the new game plus, and it's great. I I just don't get it. It's just making something out of nothing for me, and that annoys me honestly. But today, well, as I said, Japanese developers can't catch a break, especially with some press. If you're Japanese developers, you can expect to be treated um, with a different way and measure than the biggest Western developers. Rockstar can do no wrong. Blizzard can do no wrong. Bethesda can do no wrong. Of course, there are a couple of Western developers it's cool to bash, which is basically EA and Activision. So those are pretty much treated kind of in the same way, but it's kind of just weird. Now it's cool to bash Square Enix, so they bash Square Enix.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so how about we wrap everything up?
Yeah.
Let's go through the releases this week.
Yep.
So starting today, we have Earth's Dawn coming out on PC. Tomorrow, Galaxy Blasters coming out on 3DS. Also, Nitro Plus Blasters, Heroine's Infinite Duel on PC.
Nice.
And then we've got a long break and nothing. On the 13th, we have Dragon Ball Fusions for 3DS. Shantae Half Genie Hero on PS4. Drive.
Last.
Yeah, finally. Drive on PS4 and Vita. Bridge Constructor on PS4. The Little Acre on PS4. Mahjong Deluxe 3. I know everyone's been waiting for that on PS4. And Stardew Valley, I believe, also PS4. And that's going to be great.
They actually moved the release date for Dragon Ball Fusion to a couple weeks ago. Like November.
Okay. That would explain why we got it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I think they moved it like a month ago. It was super weird. They're just like, oh, we're gonna give this to you on the day Pokemon comes out.
Yeah, so
what?
Absolutely no one.
Why would you do that?
Like suicide?
Yeah, so I guess maybe they didn't project it doing nearly as well this holiday season. Anyway, so if you want to catch DualShockers, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just look up.
Lou, you dropped out.
Is that Jim? While Lou comes back,
can you hear me now?
I'm going to have
yeah, you're good now.
Yeah,
you're good.
I have a couple of a PSA announcement to make.
Go for
it. while you got interrupted by your microphone anyway, first of all, and I think your microphone went out again. Lou, your microphone is gone.
Oh, it's good.
Okay. So basically, we have a couple of things that I just want to make sure you guys know. First of all, if you play on PC tomorrow, we are going to have a giveaway on the site, which will be Batman, the new Batman the Telltale series for PC. So if you play on PC and want it, just keep an eye on the site. There will be a post, and you will be able to enter the giveaway.
And thanks to our friends at Telltale Games for giving us that.
Yep. And second and more important, we are going to have, like every year, we're going to have a Game of the Year post towards the end of the year, of course. But this year, we're going to have a new thing. Like you probably noticed at the Tokyo Game Show, we started having a Reader's Choice Award, and that is going to extend to all our awards. So since we are going to have a Game of the Year, we're going to always also have a Reader's Choice Award in which you will be able to vote your Game of the Year. We will give you a series of nominees, a pretty big and beefy series of nominees, so you will have a large amount of games to choose from. Of course, we can't pick all the games in the world but hopefully we'll cover as many as possible. and you will be able to vote. And once you've voted, we will tally the vote by the end of the year, and that will be the most important award we will give this year, because of course our readers, we think your collective opinion is definitely more important than our game of the year. We're just a few people here. You guys are a lot more than we are. So we definitely want you to vote and to express your preference. I remember when I gave the Reader's Choice Award and the DualShockers Best Game Award to Hajime Tabata at the Tokyo Game Show. He told me when I gave him the Reader's Choice Award, the one you voted, he told me that was his favorite one. So, and that's the same goes for us. So definitely, please take when we post it. It will probably be in the next week or so. Please express your vote, because we want to have as many of you guys as possible telling us which one is your game of the year, and that will be our most prominent award for this year.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just restart my mic so that I could get through all of this.
Oh, good.
Okay, we got it.
This guy.
Yeah, no, it's it's my sound card on my fucking Alienware. Damn it, Alienware. Okay, so Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, just look us up on DualShock as DualShockers in the search. If you're looking for us on YouTube, it's a little different. It's DSTV Originals. We're trying to boost our video there, and we've been doing a little bit of hardware stuff. We've been doing that 4K TV thing, which hopefully everyone's seen by now. So go check that out. Also,
yes, so now you're aware how poor you are, like I am. I'm like, I will never be able to afford this.
What's a 4K? I don't know.
That's something. Oh yeah, if you want to spend like $5,000 on a year, yeah, sure. That's like 4 months of my salary.
Yeah, it's reasonable. To come watch and be part of the show, join us every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. At twitch.tv/DualShockers Live. And finally, you can find our round-the-clock news coverage, reviews, features, editorials, Game of the Year posts at DualShockers.com. Make sure to go there. Keeps the lights on. All that nonsense. All right. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Sorry for the month-long or however long it was delay for the ShockCast. And thank you guys for showing up. Azario, do you have a Twitter that we can follow?
At Azario says, dicks out for Harambe.
Is that part of it, or you need to let us know?
That's Azario sex.
If you insist, Azario. All right, so Ryan, what are you at?
Just my name, at Ryan Meitzer.
Okay. Giuseppe?
Just read it downstairs.
Okay, got it. And
it's right. Why are you making us do? Are you aware that our names are right?
I'm
right
well
downstairs?
aware. I just like we have people listening to the podcast. And I'm found at Luke and Cal. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Can you hear me?
Bye bye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.